wanted to ask you some questions about
Okay.
when somebody is at risk of suicide. If they're way down here, can we get them way up here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you a quick story. I was working at Tony Robbins event and I had on, the crew shirt. And somebody came running up to me, and, 5, 10,000 people in this event. And I'm just walking through um, the hall and somebody comes running up to me and they said, "Hey, Jeannie, are you a coach?" I said, "Yes, I'm a coach. You have a few minutes for me. I've been wanting to commit suicide." I said, "Yeah, I got a few minutes for you." And I sat down. And within minutes, we took this person from wanting to end it all to filled with hope and passion, the things that we've been talking about today. Um, and knowing, this is where the key was, knowing they could figure it out. They could make it through and they could make it better all by themselves. Minutes, yes. This is what can happen for any human being when you know how humans work, what they need, what they want, and you deliver it in a way that they can receive it. It only takes minutes, and it's amazing.
And then what kind of follow through? I would make that assumption that they would need consistent follow through in order to make sure that they have the tools to not go back to that. Is that something that a high performance coach could teach?
Absolutely, because you, as I said earlier, you are going through. So even though we got the breakthrough, boom, in a matter of minutes, you need the new habit pattern of how to think. That's what coaching is all about, right? It's how do I think through this situation? How do I handle the next hard thing that comes along? How do I handle it when it lasts a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? How do I grow in the midst of my hardest times? What tool do I use today? What tool do I use tomorrow? Because sometimes the tool that I use today won't work tomorrow. I'm just in a different place, a different state, dealing with different problems. So it's this whole slew of tools. It's not one ever. It's not one. It's what will work for me now. That's what coaching is all about.
And when you're working with somebody that's that low, um, they don't need a high performance coach for the rest of their lives? Are there, when you talked about the 4 steps of high performance coaching, and when you talked about, um, let's see, um, feeding your mind to be mentally healthy, and when you talked about, um, let's see, there was another one, uh, the ABCs of reigniting your motivation. Are those things that somebody eventually, with exercise, with duplication and repeatability, it starts to become innate within them, so that
Absolutely.
they know. So to take somebody that's at the very bottom, ready to end it, and to bring them up to where they can live a life of excitement and growth. Are we talking about 10 years? Are we talking about 6 months? Are we talking about, can we do it in 10 weeks? How do you measure when somebody is um, at the point, when they're at the bottom, that you got this, baby, and they know?
Yeah, well, you can get them there in minutes, but what you're the beauty of your question is, how do I become a high performer? How long does it take me to become a high performer? Said another way, how long does it take before I can build the habit of thinking that way, that mental fortitude we've been talking about for this whole training? That's going to take well, here's what science says. Science says it takes 21 days, 21 consecutive days to create a new habit. Then science goes on to say it takes 3 rounds of 21 consecutive days to get the habit to where it won't go away and you don't have to think about it anymore. So what's that? 60 some odd days. In 60 some odd days, you can completely turn around a life where they won't go back. If they have the training and the follow through for 63 consecutive days. Now, here's the kicker of that science. If they miss one of the days in the 63 consecutive, you go back to day one. So it's really going to depend upon how committed they are to making the change. The more committed they are, the quicker you're going to get the change. The less committed they are, the more work it's going to take. And I think that's really valuable information. If you don't want to go back there, it's going to take a commitment of doing very specific things that will build the mental fortitude so that you never go back there again. And you know how to never go back there again when the hard times hit the next time, because they will, because hard times are here to grow, are here for the purpose of growing you to the next level, sculpting you to the next level. So it's not that we think, oh, I'm going to get strong and I'll never have a hard time again. No, you're going to get strong and the next hard time is going to make you even stronger. So let's go for even stronger.
So is there a way that you could take this very, very low experience where you're just done and use that as a metaphor for the transformation of growth? Like when you started earlier in your program stating that it is the challenges that make you grow. So is there a way that they can be taught to measure their deepest, lowest level as the greatest challenge to take them to the next level of growth? Do you have a way to, or a process where they're taught to look at when you get there, just know, you say it, you're ready for a breakthrough. You're ready for the next level of growth.
Is there a process?
Yeah.
Sure. Of course there is. Yes.
And is there a way that we can train what I'll call interns, not to be high performance coaches, but to be there to cheer them on, or
what to look for, what to say, what tool they need. Yeah, 100%. All of my clients who go through working with me know exactly what tool they need to use at whatever time they're going through, whatever they're going through, because they get a whole slew of tools. And of course, I told you that I was trained by Tony Robbins in strategic intervention. Well, that's a formula of how do humans work? What do you do first? What do you do second? How do you create a new habit pattern? It's actually a formula and a format of how to move humans into growth, which is my favorite thing in the world to do. So yes, anybody can learn how to do it if that's what needs to happen. And of course, that's what needs to happen. We need to grow each other to the next level in order to make you may have seen this. It actually says days of heaven on earth. In order to make this happen, in order to make this place that we live days of heaven on earth. Yes, that's what we're here to do anyway, right? We're here to love on each other, support on each other, grow each other, and create a world that we all want to live in. That's what we're here for.
Excellent, excellent.